thoughts of Brendan Rodgers. You know, he's seen all the clubs that are traditionally around, top half of the table, strengthening this summer. How do you think he's feeling right now? Because they haven't.
No, they haven't, and I
Man United iyo Leicester ciyaarteedii ayaa dib u bilaabatay. Leicester City ayaa lagu hogaaminaya hal iyo eber. Kooxda Man United ayaa weerartamaysa. Leicester City ayaa weerartamaysa oo horgacan ayuu baxday, baas ayuu qalday. Erega Dewsbury Hall yiraahdo ayaa qalday. qaybtan ciyaarta 46 daqiiqo kooxda kubadda cagta Leicester City iyo Man United hal iyo eber. Man United ayaa ku hogaaminaysa ciyaarta. Chelsea kulanka soo socda waxay ciyaaraysaa West Ham. sidoo kale kulanka Premier League ayay ciyaaraysaa Fulham. Wararkii ayay ciyaaraysaa kooxda Jarmalka Champions League ka tirsan. sidoo kale Liverpool ayay ciyaaraysaa 18 bisha sagaalaad ee bisha hadda aan ku jirno 18 kulamo adag ayaa Chelsea kusoo wajahan. axadana waxay ciyaari doonaan kooxda Arsenal iyo sidoo kale kooxda kubadda cagta Manchester United oo taraf laga ciyaaraya. الوير يا صاحب كوحدة ليستر سيتي weerartamaysa. كونتر اتاكينا وطن adiga wax kala ma haysan. laada wax bedel ma sameeyay wada kooxood ciyaartooyda ku ciyaarayeen kusoo galeen garoonka. free kick waa yellow card ayaa la siinayaa ciyaaryahanka mid ciyaartooyda kooxda Man United. counter attack ayuu joojiyay waa Martinez yellow card qaatay. Martinez doo yellow card qaato oo red card qaato kulkaas oo marnaanaya. Maguire ayaa la soo safayaa ma sahlana. Man United waxay isilaaliyaa Martinez yellow card kala doo qaato waa ka maqnaanaya. counter attack ayuu joojiyay. Maitland Niles ayaa ku biiray kooxda Southampton. Arsenal ayaa waxa leeyahay wariyaha Sky Sport u shaqeeya ayaa wuxuu leeyahay kooxda Arsenal waxay isku dayaysaa inay la saxiixato Douglas Luiz oo ciyaara kooxda kubadda cagta ee Arsenal ayaa isku dayaysa inay la saxiixato ciyaaryahanka lagu magacaabo Douglas Luiz ayadoo kooxda Sevilla markaan ay ka fikirayeen inay iska fasaxdo ciyaaryahanka maadaama heshiiska ciyaaryahan kula joogo kooxdaasi uu dhacayo sanad kadib. free kick ayaa laga badbaadiyay James Maddison. halisa waxaa ka badbaadiyay David De Gea. ciyaarta 50 daqiiqo maraysa hal iyo eber kooxda Man United ayaa ku hogaaminaysa. Leicester City ayaa isku dayaysa inay goolkaas soo guddo. City ayaa kubad baabaarsanaysa Man United dishatay waxay ku jirtaa halfkeeda kubadda waxa lagu baabaarsanaya halfka kooxda Man United hey Leicester City ayaa kubadda si fiican isku helaysa markan waxaa moodaa in kooxda United markaan halfkeeda lagu ciyaarayo garoonka oh wow kubad xoogan madaxa ayuu Ashley Barnes la helay balse kubaddii waa banaanka u baxday waa goal kick kooxda United Leicester City baa moodaa inay soo xooganaysanayso markani Leicester City ayaa markani kubadda isla helaysa David De Gea ayaa kubad ku badbaadiyay kubad kale free kick ku badbaadiyay Ashley ninka la yiraahdo Maitland-Niles ayaa u saxiixay kooxda kubadda cagta Maitland-Niles ayaa u saxiixay ama heshiis inuu ugu biiray kooxda Southampton balse intuusan heshiiskaas amaahda u bixin ayuu wuxuu u saxiixay 1 sano dheeraada kooxda Arsenal heshiiskaas ayaa dhacaya 2024 free kick ayaa loo dhigay kooxda Leicester City meel u dhow goolka kooxda Man United free kick ama direct free kick ay qaadan karaan waa free kick loo isticmaali karo qaab ah in ciyaartoyda madaxa loo saaro suuqa iibsiga waxaa ka haray wax ka yar 2 saacadood Arsenal waxaa leeyahay waxa u suurtagelayay in ciyaaryahan Douglas Luiz ay caafimaad u maro maadaama waqtiga ciyaaryahanka caafimaadku mari lahaa ay dib badan tahay kadibna warqadaha loo gudbiyay Premier League Arsenal ay diiwaan gelisay ciyaaryahanka waqtiga ayaa ku yareeyay Arsenal free kick ay qaadanayaan kooxda Leicester free kick jilcan ayuu ahaa Martin waxaa soo bixiyay Nicolas Fernandes kubadda waxaa malaynayaa inay koorna aaday Leicester ayaa koorna qaadanaysa markan free kick ayaa loo dhigay kooxda Rashford ayaa qalad ku galay ciyaaryahan kamid ciyaartoyda kooxda Leicester
muscle bicep emoji, which I know you love to use.
Sky Sports ayaa fadhiya waqtigan xisaabinaya ka falanqeynaya si live ayay Sky Sports u fadhiyaan caawa ka sheekeynayaan ciyaaraha Deadline League ee dhacaya heshiisyada dhacaya maanta keliya waxaa ka haray saacadii 47 daqiiqo suuqa iibsiga Leicester ayaa free kick heshay markan oo gees ah free kick-gaas ay Leicester isticmaali doontaa inay soo garayso Man United ayaa iska soo saartay kubaddii goolkiibaha kale ayay gaartay
Arsenal were prepared to pay up to £25 million for a player who's going to be out of contract in a year. But Aston Villa have been very, very firm all along. They don't want to lose the player. The player is not for sale. So it looks like he's staying at Aston Villa. Of course, he'll be able to talk to foreign clubs in January about maybe a free transfer move next summer. But in the meantime, of course, Aston Villa can try and convince him to sign a new contract.
Okay, and you got one more quick line?
Yeah, Carvey said that Douglas Luiz looks like he's staying at Aston Villa. Another player who looks like he's staying put is Ben Brereton Diaz of Blackburn Rovers. Fulham had a bid rejected yesterday. They've had a bid rejected today. Everton also in for him, but the asking price was not met. So it looks like Ben Brereton Diaz will remain at Ewood Park for the remainder of the season. However, he is into the final year of his contract. So Blackburn taking a calculated risk here. With Brereton Diaz in the team, they'll hope that he can fire them to promotion. And then let's see what happens in the summer.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks, guys. Right, back to you, Jules. We'll have more for you shortly.
Great stuff, Val, on the team. Thanks very much indeed for now. There we go. That's the very latest on a few stories and some breaking news there from Dartmouth regarding Brereton Diaz as well. Just to let you know that Casemiro is about to come on for Manchester United, still leading at Leicester 1-0 in the Premier League. Speaking of midfielders, Jurgen Klopp has a new one of his own.
Oh, counter-attack.
Details when we cross live to Anfield next.
Oh, Leicester City kubadda soo saaray counter-attack fiican ayay heleen. Kubadda way soo saariyeen. Waynes ayaa counter-attack heshay haddana mid kale. Rashford ayaa khasaariyey counter-attack-ga. Four ayuu baxday. saddex daqiiqo kadib Sky Sport uu kusoo noqonayaan. Waxay ogtaa la yidhi in Douglas Luiz iska sii joogi doono kooxda kubadda cagta ee Fabrizio Romano wuxuu leeyahay in Arsenal mar kale isku dayi doonto Douglas Luiz balse waqtiga ayaa ciriiri ah. Soomaya ka arsan in la soo xadaan Douglas Luiz. Aston Villa waxay noqotay koox Verbi Stubborn ah. Ciyaaryahan heshiiskiisa dhacay rabaa inay sii celiyaan. Oh. kooxda Leicester si fiican kubadda isku leysay markaan cadaadis bay saaraysaa kooxda United. Erikson ayaa long pass sameeyay balse kubadda goolkiiba oo tagtay goolkiiba isla markii uu soo celiyay. Pass qaldan ayuu dhibay ciyaaryahankaasi. United ayaa isku dayaysa in markaan kubadda ay dhankeeda isla hesho. Sky Sport ayaa soo gudbinaya wararka ugu dambeeyay suuqa liibsiga Deadline Day
The countdown, 1 hour
42 minutes until
Hello.
the window shuts. Let's see what's happening with Liverpool and Arthur Melo, the midfielder.
Arthur Melo
who is
ayaa
on
midfielder ayaa
Merseyside.
usoo siixay
What is
kooxda.
the latest? We go to Vinny O'Connor, who's at the club's training ground. Hi again, Vinny.
Jules, I feel a bit disappointed actually because Arthur's had a much more straightforward day than the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. All he did was hop on a plane in Turin around about 10 o'clock this morning, flew into Blackpool.
Ali Ever Man United weli 60 daqiiqo ayaa ku maraysaa 61 daqiiqo. Aubameyang ayaa kasoo degay London soo caafimaad u mara kooxda Chelsea. Aubameyang ayaa kusoo biiraya Chelsea. Arthur Melo ayaa sidoo kale kusoo biiray kooxda Liverpool.
That contract with Liverpool, and the detail behind that deal is as follows: it will be a season-long loan with no options. The wages will be split between the two clubs, with Liverpool paying the majority of those wages. 3 other clubs wanted Arthur as well. He was only going to go to Liverpool though once he knew their interest. He wants to play at the highest level. Of course, he wants to guarantee his place as far as possible in the Brazil World Cup squad. He has been in the Brazil preliminary 30-man squad list. No formal announcement from Liverpool as yet, but Jurgen Klopp bringing in much needed reinforcement in their one piece of business in terms of incomings on this transfer deadline day.
Vinny, thanks very much indeed. And worth remembering, they've got the Merseyside derby on Saturday, and of course Everton have a new midfielder in the door. Well, an old face who's back there, Idrissa Gueye, and he will feature within the squad and available to play at least in that game on Saturday lunchtime. Let's see what's happening in the match tonight in the Premier League. An hour or so gone at the King Power Stadium. Casemiro is on now, isn't he, for Manchester United? They've had a little bit of change of shape. Elanga was playing out wide. Bruno's got there, but he doesn't play. He's tucked inside Casemiro alongside McTominay, just in front of the back four. He's had 3 touches here, and I said, 2 passes were easy. The third one, he goes past one.
والله شياع يا راعنا يا بلسه بطل العمل يا باسي كوحدة ليستر يا بطل النساء كوحدة يونايتد ليستر سيتي لما اشترى يا كم مقام مرة وغير تقام بكوباد اسمه اللي يحرم كوباد الصفاني بابا سنيان ما يونايتد كم عليك تعال جول أديرتنا يا كم بريسو بس ليستر سيتي يا مدعين كوباد انت بقى هيسته
And then it's a diagonal out wide. I like him in there with McTominay because he can give Casemiro the ball anywhere. Leicester started the second half brilliantly. Last 5 minutes, Manchester United, and look at it on the counter-attack with the pace of Sancho down the left and Rashford. Leicester are now trying to push on. They're chasing the game. Just gone to Cristiano Ronaldo's not walking.
Free kick ayaa loo dhigay kooxda McTominay ayaa ciyaaryahan qabtay free kick ayaa yeeleen kooxda Leicester City meel halis ah free kick yaala
Vardy's been isolated up, so I must touch the ball about 5 times all game. Harvey Barnes and Dewsbury Hall have been the bright spots for Leicester. Okay, Michael, thanks to
free kick ayaa yaala bisata hore
still on course for a third successive Premier League win. If they do win it, they'll go
Casemiro ayaa kubadda isku dhiibtay
12th and they'll go above Liverpool. We heard from Liverpool, but didn't we, about Arsenal. Let's get the other side of the Merseyside covered off now at Everton. And I mentioned Idrissa Gueye, didn't I? Let's get the latest with him and other potential incomings with Alan Owen.
Yeah, Idrissa Gueye deal was completed shortly before 5 o'clock today. It had taken a while, but we told you throughout the day that it was going to happen. His return to Everton Football Club after departing in 2019, having made 108 appearances, scoring 4 goals in the process. A very popular figure with Everton fans, and likewise, Idrissa Gueye saying if he was to come back to the Premier League, there's only one place he wanted to play his football, here at Everton.
not better feeling.
Idris Gaya ayaa ku soo noqday kooxda Everton hadda kor u ciyaari jiray.
Seeing my
Man United ayaa
supporters
free
here,
kick xiranaysa.
and I'm very happy to be
Leicester
here.
free kick ayaa haystaa meel halis ah. Free kick
I
yaala.
to work hard and to give my soul for this team.
We know there is lots of interest in you from clubs around Europe, and why coming back to Everton so important to you?
I feel like home, and I know everybody here, and seeing this team,
Madison ayaa free kick meel halis
following
ku
this team
haysta.
every week, how they play. So like I said to you, I cannot feel better in a better place than Everton. So that's why I chose to come back here and to give everything I have and to give my soul to this team.
Derbiga ayuu ku dhiftay kubadda
So he's
ciyaartoydu
back
waxay
and maybe wearing the Everton jersey again as soon as Saturday in a Merseyside derby. And alongside him may well be another man, because Everton are still to complete a deal this evening, and that will be for James Garner, the 21-year-old Manchester United midfielder who's had limited opportunities at United, was on Nottingham Forest on loan, of course, last season. He's been here for a good few hours now trying to finalise the deal that will bring him to Everton, and we expect that to get over the line before deadline closes at 11 o'clock. If it does, that will mean Everton have brought in 8 players over this transfer window. 2 of them loan deals. There'll be 6 permanent signings. The deal for James Garner will total around about 15.5 million after an initial fee of 9.5. So they're not done yet here at Everton.
goolkii Man United hadda ku hogaaminaysa waxa uu dhaliyay Sancho.
Possibility of a real late deal for a striker, then Brereton Diaz, but the clubs are very far apart at the moment on their valuations.
Alan, thanks for now. So they have to wait on Garner, but Garner's in. You know what I mean? Sue, we know your allegiance. Just the Garner game back at Goodison. Good move.
Yeah, really good move. It's one that's been spoken about for quite a while. It's certainly an area that Everton needed to invest in. I think the players that they've brought in terms of defensively, Tarkowski and Cody, I think good signings in terms of you look at the last 2 games. Would Everton have maybe lost them last season without those 2? Maybe they managed to get the draw, just real leaders at the back. And I think they just need a player like Idris Gaya who knows the club so well. You know his energy, you know the quality that he can provide. So, yes, of course, him. If you can get Garner in as well, that'd be brilliant. Anana's in there. Iwobi's been doing really well for Everton. He's been probably one of Everton's best players. They still need another striker. So if they could get another striker in, I think that would be huge for Everton, along with Mope and obviously getting Dominic Calvert-Lewin back. But I think, yeah, Idris Gaya, great signing for Everton.
Chris, has been a good win there for Everton? I haven't beaten in 4. What's the problem? It's the best run they've been on in years, hasn't it? With a few 3 points rather than 1. There's no doubt, I think, what Sue says as well, that the striker is, striker role is a problem. I know they've brought in more people.
Sancho ayaa ciyaaraya striker ahaan. Rashford ayaa garab fuulay. Sancho ayaa la bedelay. Casemiro ayaa ciyaaraya khadka dhexe. Eriksen ayaa la baxay.
I don't think Everton create the same amount of chances what Brighton.
McTominay, Casemiro iyo waxa ciyaaraya khadka dhexe. Ciyaaryahankan kale ee la yiraahdo.
When you listen to Frank speak, and he wants his team just to be hard working, and then you're hoping that maybe that little bit of quality will come through. But first and foremost, because it was labelled at Everton last season in terms of the work rate and the hardest working out of all was Anthony Gordon. So if you can add a few more of that type, hopefully things will turn for Everton, and that's what Frank Lampard will look for. They conceded 66 goals last season, didn't they? With the business that Lampard's done, do they look harder to beat now?
Yeah, they look harder to beat, and I think he's done good business too. Spot on. Tarkowski knows the league. Had many successful years at Burnley. Connor Cody, I think, is brilliant. When there was no fans in the ground, I go to the ground, you can always hear him talking. He's the only player you can hear talking on that pitch. I think he's been brilliant there, to be fair. And I tell you what, it's just a Ghana game. I like him. I watched him from when he was first there, and then he moved and went to PSG. He's a player, by the way. He'll be good in there with Anana. As Sue said, Wararkii has been good. And I thought Wararkii might come out, but Sue said Wararkii's been outstanding. So they have a lot of good. I do believe they need a centre forward. Brereton Diaz would be a good signing, but Calvert-Lewin's coming back. Calvin Lewin can play with Mopay. Everyone will be fine. Credit to the hierarchy. They've backed Frank Lampard. They've brought in good players. And now, when I work with you, you'll have a smile on your face and you're not worrying about Everton. You'll be happy now.
I will never stop worrying. That's what we do as Evertonians. Just finally, so let's finish with you on the Everton situation and the striker situation then. Calvert-Lewin coming back from injury. Mopay is in. If they don't get a Brereton Diaz or someone else in tonight, so they still look short up front.
I think it'll still be disappointing, obviously, losing Richarlison, who was, so key to Everton's survival last season. Just keeping Dominic Calvert-Lewin fit, I think that's the concern. Obviously, last season, lots of injury worries just before the season's about to start. He gets injured again, so that's unlucky. I do think Mopay will be a good sign. He's not going to be prolific, but I think what you'll get hard work. You'll get a player that's good on the ball, that will link play, and if he can obviously add the goals as well, I think that will be key. But yeah, ideally, it's
and a quick bit of good business.
Closing in on another new player, another striker. Plus, much more on Aubameyang to Chelsea. The former Arsenal captain is back in London. Rush.
qaabka u baxaya kubada la yaabo marka الهناجو أيوة بانتا إنه صقل عيارته الهناجو أيوة بدل صقل عيارين كورة مانشستر سيتي هذا ما عيارك واحد على ليستر صورة يعني
from Michael watching Leicester Manchester United very shortly. You can see some breaking news there that Southampton have signed Sam Dozie from Manchester City. More on that to come. First, let's rejoin Bella.
Thanks very much. I've got the transfer trio with me. We're having a great time, aren't we?
Terrific.
Carve?
Yeah, really enjoying it.
You're loving it. Melissa's face says it all. Okay, Carve, you've got a couple of lines for us.
Yes, look, these are just three deals that are progressing well at the moment. The first one is Dan James, Leeds to Fulham on loan. The second one, Billy Gilmore, Chelsea to Brighton, £10 million permanent move. The third one, Duja Kaleta-Carr, Marseille to Southampton, €10 million. We're being told that the medicals are all done or just being finished now. There doesn't appear to be an issue with any of the medicals, so all being well, these deals should be completed. Right now, at this moment, the paperwork is being done. So Dan James, Billy Gilmore, Duja Kaleta-Carr, looks like they will all be done.
Okay, Dharmesh, Pierre Aubameyang is back in London town.
He is in London town, and Gary Cottrell, the irrepressible Gary Cottrell, managed to get a few words out of him. And, you know, the minder did try and block the camera.
If anyone can, Gary can.
And he still managed to say, look, you know, good to be back in the Premier League. Not completely done yet. The deal between the two clubs is agreed between Chelsea and Barcelona. Chelsea will lose Marcos Alonso and over £10 million. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will be reunited with Thomas Tuchel. He's having his medical right now. We would expect this one to get done and dusted before the deadline. So Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back in the Premier League and back under Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea.
Yeah. That one, right, Melissa? So we've known that Depay is trying to facilitate an exit from Barcelona, but obviously quite late now. Intermediaries are trying to place him with Chelsea, but that's quite tricky. Their squad numbers are already high. There's time running out, so that doesn't look like it would be plausible. There is a chance that maybe he could get Barcelona to, before the deadline, tear up his contract. So if they terminate his current terms with them, he'd be able to move as a free agent after this window. But if they don't terminate his deal before deadline, and they terminate it, say, next month or in the following days, he'd have to wait till January anyway.
Arsenal ayaa gudbisay dalabkii saddexaad $25 milyan oo Douglas Luiz. Waxaa wareejinaya Alex Krug, ninka waxaa la wargeyska Talk Sports. Ama radio Talk Sports wuxuu sheegaya Arsenal dalabka saddexaad ay gudbisay.
Have been trying to trim their wages. It would be in their best interest as well to tear up this deal, but yeah, we don't know how that's going to go up.
Okay, keep us across that one. We haven't spoken Nottingham Forest for a while. I mean, they must be up to 50 signings by now, Dharmesh.
Close, very, very close, yeah. They had 18 going into deadline day. They made it 19 with Willy Bowley from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Permanent deal, 2-year contract, £4.65 million all in. They're not finished either. Serge Aurier, that doesn't have to be announced today because he's a free agent after a short-term contract at Villarreal expired. Everything there we think is agreed. The Rennes defender, Loic Bardet, he is close to signing as well. We think he's completed his medical, loan with an option for £12 million. Josh Bowler, the one that Carve has been talking about throughout this transfer window, the Blackpool attacking midfielder. He's been having a medical today. This one will be a permanent deal, £2 million initial fee, will be loaned straight to Olympiacos for 1 season before coming back to Forest. And then the one that's emerged this evening, he seems to be going on loan nearly every single summer, the Chelsea striker, Michy Batshuayi. His contract, though, does expire next summer. So he's got 1 year left of his contract. What Chelsea normally do before they allow him to go on loan is extend that contract by a further year, allow him to go on loan and then come back. And if they want to sell him next summer, if he's had a good season, his value will stay up. So I think there's a potential that if and when this one gets announced, because he's been having a medical this evening, you might hear that Chelsea have extended his contract until 2024 first.
Yeah, right, okay. Did you want to come in?
How many of Nottingham Forest bought this summer then? What's the total?
At the moment it's 19. It could get to 23.
23 in total. I mean, that's obviously the most that anyone's signed. The most that anyone's let go, interestingly, this summer is PSG. They have let 20 players go during this window, including Gay today, Paredes yesterday to Juventus, Wijnaldum, Angel Di Maria as well. And we've been told tonight that it could be 21 or 22 players they've let go before the window closes.
Okay, Melissa, what's the latest on Arthur Melo? Just waiting for the official announcement, which should be dropping shortly. He's been doing his media duties at the training center. He's already said he's, thanks to Juventus, changed his location on his social media profile. So he's running faster than Liverpool are at the moment. I think they would assume he's making quite a sharp start to his life at Anfield without even having officially joined yet. Yeah, absolutely. Well, a bit more West London from you?
Yeah, Fulham. I mean, Carve mentioned Daniel James, so that one looks like it's going to happen. The other one that's very close to happening is the striker Carlos.
Oh, Ronaldo! Oh, ما كان بحيان.
He had a two-season loan spell at PSV Eindhoven.
ما فرصة كاليريسا بس بلاك وبعدين. جولكي ما يتكون ترتجي وساري. لكن كنت دقيقة حاليا ما يتولك وكامليسا.
And William, who's been training with them, that one has been announced as well. Ben Brereton Diaz, they made a bid for him yesterday. They made a bid for him today. Blackburn said thanks, but no thanks. Ben Brereton Diaz will remain at Ewood Park. He's entered the final year of his contract.
Arsenal weli iska midibin baa leeyahay Douglas Luiz inay hesho. Jack Ross wuxuu sheegay Arsenal inay gudbiso dalabka 50 milyan gaaraya.
Better in the transfer trio. Thank you very much indeed. Let's get back to the game that Bella mentioned there at the King Power Stadium. Leicester against Manchester United. There was a point, of course, where we thought that Ronaldo was going to be on his bike this summer. He was on the bus tonight to the King Power, and now he's off the bench, Michael.
Yeah, he's come on for the goal scorer, Sancho, and he's playing as a number 9, and Marcus Rashford's gone to the left. Leicester have also mentioned Tielemans, who was very good tonight. Boydie said to me, has he got a pen down his socks? Is he going to go and sign somewhere else? That's not happened, by the way. He's come on. They made the change because they're chasing it, and that change come on. So they've got 2 up top, and then he's come out of the midfield. But it's pretty... Just looking at the stats.
وما ينتهي كونتر-أتاك إليسا. Ronaldo ayaa double isku dayay banaanka ayay martay kubadii. Ronaldo ayaa double isku dayay double inuu ku cabir kubadii banaanka ayay martay.
Well, it could be enough for Manchester United to win for the 3rd Premier League game in a row. 10 minutes ago. Michael, thanks
Arsenal
for
weli kama tegin baa leeyahay kursiga oo soo fadhiso. Aan leeyahay miiskooda hadalka weli waxay doonayaan Douglas Luiz.
Brian Keel is staying.
Ultimately, Tottenham's desire to give Antonio Conte what he wanted, 6 or 7 signings early in the window, meant that the key business was done before a ball was kicked in this Premier League season. There was still the possibility of further additions on the final day, but a breakdown in talks with Valencia over Brian Hill's exit and Japhet Tanganga staying put meant it was quiet here. Tottenham will point to the fact they're stronger than they were last season.
Oh, ما يعني Cristiano Ronaldo فرصة هلاي بناك يوم السبت kubadii.
Time, patience, and 2 transfer windows are required to turn them into genuine title contenders. For now, the focus is back on football as Tottenham prepare on Saturday. Early season leaders Arsenal.
Paul Gilmore on what is looking like a quiet night for Spurs. Let's bring you in, Michael. The Spurs bring your old club. £172 million to make it spent this summer on the likes of Bissouma, Spence, Richarlison. Perisic was free, long way on loan. This has been a good window for Spurs.
Very good. And I like the fact that they did the business so early on. I think that was key. And I think the first signing in Perisic, 33 years old, done in the summer, I thought that was a sign for me that Antonio's in charge. He's staying. He's gone out and signed him. Wing back they needed in that position. Then Bissouma coming in, and I think, Juvial had a shot. Bissouma, brilliant signing, 25 million for you. Watch it, Clint.
I'll watch it while you do that. Yeah,
brilliant. And I think Richarlison for me was the icing on the cake. £60 million, awful lot of money. Awful lot of money.
I think the player's going to start on the bench a lot.
Yes, but I think it's brought. You're now talking about Son being under pressure. If one of the front 3 with Kulusevski, Kane, Son don't perform, you've now got Richarlison, who's on the bench coming off, and he's made a difference in the game.
Yeah.
Recent games.
The viewers want to hear about that. The viewers want to hear about that.
I'm in charge.
Mike Dallows stood a ball up to the back post. Cristiano Ronaldo, brilliant over a kick, bounces it to the ground, just goes wide. Back to you, Doug.
I like it.
Let's go. No, George, don't be like that. No one can do your job, mate. Come on,
So I mean, you look going back to Richarlison, you look at Jesus was in for the price of him. Yeah, but he was never going to come and play because when you have Harry, you have Kulusevski who came in January, and you have Son. Richarlison, great signing. Jed Spence, I looked at that one and thought
is he going to come and play? I think Emerson Rowe's improved, so it's putting pressure under them kind of players. I think, yeah, it's a really good transfer window for Spurs, and it was done so early on.
How strong? How strong do you think Spurs are now, Chris?
Oh, they're very strong. I mean, there's no doubt about it. As Michael's spoken about there, they've got two players for more or less every position. I know it broke your hearts when Charleston moved on, the fairies, but it probably is going to have to bide his time to get in there. But there's one thing about him: he's going to push the others. There's obviously Son. I don't think started the season that great, but when you look at the competition for places there now, they're going to push and push the players that have got the shot at this moment in time to the max, and that can only be good for Tottenham. So, Doss will be absolutely delighted.
Just finally on Spurs, Dan James was a name linked earlier today. Looks more like
David Ornstein ayaa sheegay weliya caanka ah isagana soo fariisiga inaasan dab saddexaad ay ku gudbisay Bozil Sayturia.
They've still got Lucas Moura there at the football club, so I was surprised when they were interested in Dan James. I think Fulham's probably a better destination for him because I think he'll get more game time, but it was probably maybe another body that Antonio Conte wanted there. But in this stage of his career, Dan James needs to be playing football week in, week out. Wales, they're going to the World Cup in November. He needs to be playing. He does need to be playing. So I feel like the move to Fulham would be a good move. I couldn't really see him getting much game time at Tottenham, and Tottenham have done great business. Maybe I hear a few fans saying they maybe want one or two maybe signings, but I think the business they've done has been brilliant because they have got Lucas Moura to come back into that squad.
I think that's the funny thing. Like, we're used to seeing some clubs do their business late in the window. They get it done early, and they still get criticised saying why you're not signing players right at the end.
Exactly.
And then you get clubs who usually do it at the end and then they're scrambling. I mean, over the years, Manchester United usually get their business done when they're successful. But you're now looking at it and they're scrambling about there up there at the last minute. Tottenham got their business done early, so Tottenham fans can relax. They've got players in, started the season well. And I'm sure they'll get stronger as soon as the season goes on.
Laba daqiiqo kaliya ka hartay 8 minutes.
We'll let you know, of course.
Man United 1, Leicester
16 minutes
nil.
left of this transfer window. We'll be back very shortly, but a reminder of our exclusive shots early this evening of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang arriving in London. His Chelsea medical. The deal is not done yet. Stay with us to find out. French, I'll play with that. That'll look nice to it.
No, I don't think he's got them done.
United counter-attack. Oh! United way la gaartay. Wadi goornay aad wallahi bilaa United waa Bozil la gaaray ninka Hanaja la yiraahdo. Fursad ay heleen United ay ka saariyeen. Corner 90 daqiiqo ciyaarta. David Ornstein ayaa la fahansan yahay inay dalab ka gudbisay dalab saddexaad ay ka gudbisay ninka la yiraahdo Douglas Luiz. One last push. Madison. Oh. Kubadda kor ay martay. afar daqiiqo lagu daray 2 daqiiqo ayaa baxday 2 daqiiqo kaliya ayaa hartay ciyaarta Man United iyo kooxda Leicester. Mauricio Romano wuxuu leeyahay Douglas Luiz wuxuu rabaa inuu Arsenal u ciyaaro aad ayuu u baahan yahay inuu ku dhaqaaqo kooxda Arsenal aan waxa la sheegay heshiiska ilaa hadda uu taagan yahay labada kooxood waxa laga yaabaa inay heshiis gaaraan. Fulham ayaa la siixay ciyaaryahanka hore Chelsea iyo Arsenal ciyaari jiray Elliot Williams. Man United ayaa counter-attack heshay fursad counter-attack Man United heshay Ronaldo. Ronaldo si qadan oo kubadda baas meel qadan oo kubadda siiyay kubadda gaar soo celiyay Leicester City ay qaadatay. Oh, fursad! What is this? fursad fiican ay heleen Leicester City balse oo ka faa'iideysan waayeen. fursad fiican ay heleen Leicester balse ninkan ayaa khasaariyay. Sport ayaa soo noqday waxay sheegi doonaan markana.
Welcome back to deadline day. The
Bayern ayaa ciyaartan badan tahay Bundesliga. Second say had something second.
Donker swap Wolves for Aston Villa, and we can hear from him now.
I'm very excited, obviously. As I was saying for Villa, new challenge.
Well, one last chance.
I'm really excited to be here. I've been shown around already here at the training ground, and we can feel.
I think you
can just feel it. I obviously from playing against them. I know it's a very good players, so I'm really happy to be here.
And you're a versatile player.
Anigu in baa tahay ciyaar oo hal iyo Leicester kaga badisay u dabaaldegaysaan la ilaaha illa Allah wada rasuulullah koob qaadamiya warna koob ma qaadi koob saaco Leicester kaga badisay
Roughly 90 minutes and
waxaan soo noqonaynaa insha Allah markii suuqa liibsiga dhamaado warkii ugu dambeysay hadii soo gudbina aad baa u mahadsantahay daawashada muuqaalkan
Michael Johnson's watching it as I'll